Today, I will be sharing with you 5 purchases that I won't be putting my money on. And this is because I know that these things will just make me poorer and it would deprive me from focusing on things that I really should focus on, which is basically building for the future. And I always say this to middle income earners as well to say, you have to be mindful of these purchases because before you know it, it can make you really, really poor. Number one, brand new cars. Before you lock yourself into that 5 years contract with a brand new car, you have to consider the value of the car after 1 year. Most cars will depreciate in value about 20% after the first year. And the challenge is that you still continue to pay for this car even after the value has depreciated. So you have to think twice about putting your money there. Rather, I would advise you put your money on a second-hand car that is still reliable, a reliable brand like Toyota, Honda, Mazda. And you can still use this car, gets you from where you want to go, feel comfortable in it, without the heavy monthly repayment that comes with a brand new car. So that's one thing that I will think twice before putting my money on. Second one is on, keeping up with the latest tech. I know every year a new phone comes out. And there are people that would say, as the new phone comes out, I am upgrading, which is fine. There is no problem with that. If you can afford it, conveniently, and it doesn't, basically stand in the way of the things that you really should be doing. I used to joke to my son, when I was using iPhone, I think it was iPhone 10 or something like that. 11 came out, I didn't buy. 12 came out, I didn't buy. I think 13, I didn't buy. Okay, I bought 13. So I think my point is, I don't buy every year because again, it's not, for some people, that's their weakness. They just want to get the latest one. But for someone like me, it's not. And I also don't believe that I should put my money into that every year because I can't use that increment. I can save it. Yeah. So I do not think you have to keep up with the latest iPhone, latest, MacBook, latest anything. I think it's something that drains money from us in a subtle way. And we just think, oh, no, I just want it because it makes me feel good. Just be sure that it's something that you can actually afford before putting your money into it. I don't do it. I don't do it every year. Every other year. Even I don't do it every other year. Like phone comes out every year and I don't get to replace my phone, say, until after 3 years. So, and that's me because I also don't think it hurts. The differences don't matter sometimes. I was still enjoying my S24 and then I heard S25 is that and I'm like, no, that's I'm not buying. I'm still enjoying my S24. So basically you have to be mindful of all that. It's something that, you do it unconsciously sometimes. Oh, the latest one is out, I jump on it. Oh, the latest this is out, I jump on it. But the real question is, are you getting more value from the phone, to worth replacing every year? And then the third one is buying cheap items over quality items. And I always joke that this has been penny wise, pound foolish because you would buy the cheap item multiple times. And if you had just bought one quality item, you would use it for a long time. One concept I use, which I also say all the time, is cost per use. I remember when we were going to buy my son's piano, we saw some that were not, very expensive, and then we saw some expensive ones. And we were like, okay, which one should we go for? So what I told him was, you can be sure of certain brands that they would last you a very long time. If you divide that over the number of times you would use the piano, the cost per use will be a lot cheaper because you use it for a very long time. But if you buy this because it's cheap, and let's say you use it for 1 year, 2 years, the cost per use will end up being expensive. I'll break it down. Let's say there is a belt you want to buy, very lovely belt, and it says, oh, this belt is £200. And you're like, oh, that's expensive. And then you see another one for like, say, £10. And then you use the £10 for, say, 2 times, and then it gives way. Just as an example, that's about £5 per use. But the £200, 5 years, you're still using it. You can imagine what that would be when you calculate cost per use. It's going to be a lot cheaper. So when you're going for cheap items, think about for how long will I use this item, and will this item serve me for the time that I want to use it, and compare it to buying one quality item and using it for a while, because again that will serve you. That's one thing that I do all the time. I ask myself, how long will I use this quality item, and how long will I use this cheap item, and then you check cost per use, and then you make your decision based on that. I think another example there is gold jewelry. People tell you, oh, it's too expensive, I would rather just buy any jewelry because gold is expensive. But the real challenge is that other jewelry you're buying, you'll buy it a lot of times. But if you buy gold jewelry, you buy it once and you use it like forever, and you can still sell it at very good value. So those are things you always have to think about. How long would I use this item? Comparing it also with the value of the asset. So I think the main thing to do is to check cost per use, because cost per use for a quality item is always lower than cost per use for a cheap item. And then the next one is on vacations. Everybody likes to go on vacation, but again, sometimes if you cannot afford it, and what I always say is that if you cannot afford it twice, you cannot afford it. And maybe for me, if I cannot afford it 3 times, then I cannot afford it. Always put in the bar up. Okay, so everybody loves to go on vacation, just relax and all that. But honestly, you don't have to spend so much on it if you cannot afford it. There are so many, for example, staycation. You can even stay within your country and still have fun and still relax and still be okay, rather than borrowing to travel out of the country for vacation. You have to be comfortable that you can actually meet these expenses without hurting your finances, and without also sacrificing a lot of your savings to make all this spends. And then the last one is private schools. I know we all want the best for our kids. We want to make sure that we give them opportunities, a lot of opportunities that will guarantee their success in life. However, there are schools that are less expensive, that are maybe also private schools, that are less expensive, and they would still offer your child that same, education, especially where you as a parent, you're involved in all these decisions. You're involved in and engaged in your child's education, monitoring, ensuring that they do the things they're meant to do. Maybe you don't need a very expensive private school. You might want to consider that. Maybe there are even, especially here in the UK, there are some public schools that are very good. Very, very good. So I wanted to add that because I know that there are a number of people feeling the weight of that private school and all that. If you cannot afford it, if it's not something that you can conveniently afford, you might want to consider less expensive schools, and they would give the same, especially with your support, with your guidance, with private tutoring, they would give the same level of education to your child. So you don't have to do things that weighs heavy on your finances. You have to be sure that it's something that you can do, and you can do it twice. It's something that you can comfortably accommodate in your finances as a middle income earner. So those are the 5 purchases I wanted to share with you. If this video resonates with you, you would like my video on why looking poor is important. I'll see you in the next video.